Hello, I am Kalle Ahonen, a visual artist from Finland. This is a presentation of my exhibition Phantasmagoria. Phantasma is a Greek word for an apparition, such as a ghost or an image produced spontaneously in the mind. Phantasmagoria means literally the gathering of phantasms. In the 17th and 18th century Europe, there was a type of horror theater that was called Phantasmagoria. It specialized in projection techniques that appeared new and supernatural to the audience of the era. My exhibition explores the theme of phantasmagoric imagination in different mediums such as drawings, sculptures, and installation art. The first work presented is called Anamnesis. Anamnesis is a philosophical and religious concept for remembering. Philosopher Plato put out an idea in his work Phaedo that all true knowledge is remembering. In every soul there is a source of truth that is forgotten. Acquiring knowledge is remembering this foundation of truth. The drawing is based on a vision that I had around 20 years ago. In this vision, the only thing that existed in the universe was an enormous white disk of light. It was the source of everything that ever was, is, and ever will be. The disk was circling forever around and around. From time to time, fleeting forms were appearing from the surface of the disk. They were like waves rising above and falling back to the white light. The disk was rotating so fast that thousands of years could be seen as just seconds in the eternity of the disk. Here I have drawn such a form as a rising and falling wave of civilization. I drew the beginning of the wave as small dots, lines and formations, perhaps nomadic caravans and tribes wandering in the plains of the disk. Little by little there appear small settlements, villages, perhaps battles between different tribes, then fortifications, cities, and more refined architectural forms of urban culture. Eventually, the civilization starts to decline and produce more mechanic forms of life, and finally collapses back to the disk. My vision was perhaps influenced by the ancient idea of the eternal return that I was exploring around that time. It is an idea that everything that exists repeats over and over again, eternally. If this kind of circular repetition would be occurring in our reality, the experience of this movement would be anamnesis, remembering that all things arise from this circle. The second work is titled Panpsychism. Panpsychism is an ancient philosophical idea suggesting that mind or soul exists everywhere in nature. In my drawing, I wanted to express this panpsychic view of reality. You can see different elements of nature mixed together. There are waterfalls, frozen droplets of ice, turbulent twirls, cosmic eruptions. You recognize separate details, but you cannot say what the image is as a whole. It is multiple things at the same time. In the same way, our psyche, our mind or soul, is composed of different experiences. perceptions, memories, emotions, reflections. You cannot really say where the psyche is, or even what it is. It is a hybrid of many things. Hybridity is also visible in the creations of our imagination. Especially the products of the unconscious mind, like dreams and phantasms, are always mixing different elements of reality together. Their form is fluid, always transforming into something else. In the Phantasmagoria of the psyche, all forms are part of the same pulsating field of imaginal energy. In mythology, we also encounter the hybridity of things. The name of the third work, Chimera, comes from Greek mythology. Chimera is a monster with mixed parts of different animals. In my work, bestial, biomorphic organs and processes are intermingled. It is a creature, but it doesn't fit into any particular category. Transformation dissolves the borders between forms of being. The chimerical, grotesque art has its roots in the liminal quality of images. Seeing is ecstatic. When beings are being seen, they become doubled. Beyond what they are for themselves, they become images, spectral beings existing outside themselves. In this way, images break the uniformity of being.